Hello, and welcome to I Just Called to Say, your reality TV pop culture podcast. I'm your host, Megan Pugh, and your reality TV show bestie. Don't forget that, bestie. You're supposed to call me whenever a new episode comes out. You're supposed to message me. You're supposed to text me. Where you at? Make sure you like and subscribe and follow this podcast anywhere podcasts can be heard. And speaking of, you can call me. Like, if you click the link in the bio for I Just Called to Say, you can leave a voicemail. You can leave a voice message. I will use that for content if you do record. So you should go do that. It's cute. It's cute. Hence, I Just Called to Say. Bravo. That's what this episode is all about. I mean, it's always about Bravo. This podcast has always been in the Bravo sphere. But particularly this episode is about BravoCon. The big con herself. No, I will say the first year that BravoCon happened, people thought it was like some kind of like scam or like con. And that was the same year the Fire Festival documentary came out. So you can understand people's suspicions. But yeah, the tickets were so expensive. I mean, they still are expensive. And it sold out within like, I want to say like less than 10 minutes. Like it sold out really quickly. And people were like, how could something that hasn't even happened before be selling out this fast? And bitch, we had a ball that first year. It was amazing. I've always gone to BravoCon solo. So I think that also changes my POV and my experience that I've had. Now, don't get me wrong. I did go to BravoCon last year when I found out my dad died. It was a little weird, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself. So, you know, that's to say you can be in any kind of headspace, sweetie. BravoCon can heal. It's a good place to be distracted. And it's a great place to meet new people and make friends. So going solo is actually not that scary. I highly recommend it. This year will be the first year I'm taking someone to BravoCon. Yes, I'm taking my sister. It was a gift to her. I wanted her to have the ultimate Real Housewives experience because honestly, I just don't understand why I don't have a reality TV show yet. And my sisters and I were pretty entertaining. And unlike the Kardashians, we don't hate each other, you know? So I think that's also positive. Are we shady? Do we yell? Yeah, but that's a love language in and of itself. Taking the big sister, well, one of the big sisters to BravoCon. It's going to be lit. BravoCon is being held in Vegas this year at Caesar's Palace, which makes sense because Lisa Vanderpump has restaurants in Caesar's Palace. So, you know, those are going to be sold out all weekend. Not interested in going. Those are the kinds of things you want to avoid during BravoCon. Those are the traps, okay? Like when BravoCon was held in New York, there were a lot of restaurants that people wanted to go to because the Real Housewives of New York frequented there, or they saw or Summer House people were hanging out there. You don't want to go there. It's a trap because they're going to mark up everything aggressively. These are already expensive cities. So can you imagine going into someplace? Okay, let me rephrase that. I can't imagine going into someplace and paying like a 50% markup to like hear DJ James Kennedy spin and me have like this watered down champagne spilt on me. If you're interested in making memorable content and having one-on-one experiences that possibly no one else is going to have at BravoCon, then this is the episode for you. Heather from the Real Housewives of Utah. I met her going through one of the museums and I was able to ask her like exclusive questions that I wouldn't have been able to ask any other place because there are long ass lines to be able to get up in front of these panels and ask them these questions. All right, step one. This is the first thing you're going to do. Maybe this is just me because I'm me and I'm extra, but this is what you need to do. This is what I want you to do, okay? You're going to wear a bomb ass outfit. That's step number one. You need to look like you're on the show. At best, look like you're a friend of on the show. You need to be dressed to the nines for multiple reasons. You want a housewife to stop you and say, hey, where'd you get that? It happens quite often. You want to be in the proximity where in the room where it happens. You want a producer to possibly confuse you. And then they're like, oh, we like the way you look. Can we move you up to the front row so that you can fill up some space? Because they want the good looking people up there because they're going to use this footage for later on. So dress the part. But also there's really not a need to do VIP if you are going alone because you could sneak up into those front row seats and no one's not going to ask you shit because you're solo. Just sit in between a bunch of people so then they can't easily reach you. You know what I mean? To be like, psst, miss, you're squeezed in between people. So you're like, I can't see. I can't. No, I know. Okay. Dress the part. BravoCon is so good at having these amazing interactive art installations and photo op moments that you feel like you are a cast member of these shows. So it's nice when you're dressed the part and then you have this amazing content that you post back later on where it looks like you're doing the intro of The Real Housewives or like you're a server at Vanderpump. So you want to look the part for those cute content moments. That's my suggestion. The outfits. Do it for the outfits. Step 2, be willing to wait and always have a drink in hand. The Vanderpump panel at BravoCon, that is going to be a line out the wazoo. So this is what you're going to have to be willing to do. You're going to have to miss one other major show or discussion in order to wait in line to get into Vanderpump. So you can't do it all. So you got to be willing to miss something in order just to wait. I had to miss the Beverly Hills panel in order to see The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Choices. But I already knew that one was going to be crazy because, we're dealing with fraud that season. What else are we dealing with last season? We were just on some Erica Jane bullshit. So it was like we were going to be dealing with a lot of that. And everyone wanted to see that. Whereas I was like, I'm here for The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay? I do it for the culture. So I made sure I waited in that line. And that was a long ass line. But it was well worth it.
Listen, Drew, once again, here you go. We both said we were going to try the line. You texted me and said you wanted to Olive Branch, right? Once again, off camera. Yesterday, you were like, let me come on here, you bring the energy. I'm trying to give you positive.
And like I said, I sat front row. So you're willing to wait, have a drink in hand, make some friends, do what you need to do. But also, it's good to go to like some of like the low key panels. One of my favorite panels, because I was able to ask such a fun ass question.
Is open, and I would love to hear Reza do a shady read of someone on this couch.
The Real Housewives of New Jersey, that panel was happening. So everyone wanted to go to that one. But I was like, I'm going to go to this panel where it might not have the biggest turnout, but you have more access to the people on the stage, which is like that much more engaging. So be willing to go to like some of like the things that you're like, oh, it doesn't sound as fun. No, it's worth it. It's hella curated and they do a great job at it. So there's nothing bad, it's all amazing content, but just be open to like some of the ones that are not the Real Housewives. Go to some of the below deck ones. Like those are great. And then sometimes if you can't get into the bigger panels or you already plan, you're like, I'm not going to even try and like fight my way into that. That is a great opportunity to take advantage of the photo ops. There's so many photo ops that are happening. Like when I went, actually, it was so sad. No one wanted to take a photo of Reza when I went. I took a photo of Reza because there was no line for it. Sometimes people are like, I'm not interested in Family Karma. But it's like, no, you should go support Family Karma. That's a great show. Go get your photos with them, okay? Or sometimes people are like, oh, I'm not interested in Married to Medicine or Top Chef. It's like, go over there. Meet these people. They're putting out amazing content. And you already paid for the whole wristband. You might as well take advantage of it. Get some great photos with them. They're there to have a good time and take some photos and be seen as a Bravo celebrity. Take advantage of that. The cocktails, they're just okay. But that, I think it just depends on who the bartender is sometimes. I was like, these taste like batch cocktails. They're like really watered down. So if my suggestion would be stick with wine, champagne, maybe even do a beer. Final suggestion, which is something I have actually not partaked in, but I will be doing it this year, is buy into some of the add-on shows. BravoCon wraps up around 5 or 6 p.m. And then later on in the evening, they have like the fun shows where it's like the celebrities singing or not family feud, but like trivia night, or like one year when Countess Luann performed. Those I think are really special moments to buy in. And those are usually always featured. Like this past season of Real Housewives in Atlanta, Candy's mama is forever talking about Todd, and she was talking about him on the BravoCon stage. Let's watch what happens live. Buy into all the add-ons for the Watch What Happens Live, the cabaret shows. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what the show is. And then they do like fun games on Watch What Happens Live. Yeah, buy into that. I'm going to do that this year. I haven't bought it yet. I think it's sold out. I'm going to look into it. I'll let y'all know next time if I got the tickets or not. But yeah, so those are my tips and advice for going to BravoCon. If you have any tips and advice for me, please let me know. If you've gone and you know what you're doing, holler at a girl. Let's also meet up. It could be fun. I think that's it for now. So want to meet back here next week, same time, same place, and we'll talk about basically same shit, different day. Sounds good. All right, bye. Oh, and don't forget to like, subscribe, listen anywhere podcasts can be heard, and tell your mom and them and tell me which shows I should be watching. Bye, love you, your best friend for reality TV. That's me, Megan_PUE. Pew pew! Something about these chairs. I feel like I'm supposed to be on The View or something. Like, I'm giving talk show host vibes. And it's the holding of the mic. That's what it is. Like, I should be someone's talk show host. I mean, come on, look at this energy. I've got mic energy.